Head Instructor.
About to intermediate and newcomer students, students at home. This is okay, but we do have room to do more than one row. So, please feel free to use the space. It's something about this room, everyone wants to just line up in the very back. So
There is no back row.
correct, there is no back row. Okay, so brand new rotation, new unit. We're going to start the moving form. Most of the students in here are intermediate, but a reminder, this is a beginner class, and we're going to teach this as very beginner. So hopefully as intermediate students, and whether you're here at home, you will find something to work on. So and the answer is there is something to work on. So if you don't think there is, try again. All right. All right, let's begin with some breathing. Place your feet comfortable distance apart, hands on the lower abdomen with your lips lightly sealed and teeth gently meshed together. Allow your eyes to close. And begin focusing on deep, relaxed breathing. As you breathe in, feel your abdomen go out. And as you breathe out, feel it come back in. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Be relaxed. With each breath, begin to imagine a cascade of relaxation flowing down the body from the top of your head all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. Feel your face and jaw relax. Neck and shoulders relax. Chest and upper back relax. Let your shoulders and your arms feel heavy. Stomach and lower back, relax. Feel the flow of relaxation through your waist into your hips, through your thighs and the backs of your legs. Allow your knees to soften. Feel your calf muscles relax, your ankles relax, and the bottoms of your feet relax. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out slowly. Be relaxed. And the next time that you breathe out, go ahead and lower your hands and open your eyes. And even though we're not doing Neikong as a unit, we always start with a little bit of embracing horse. So separate your feet to shoulder width apart. Turn your toes in slightly so the outside edges of your feet become parallel. Bend those knees, round them out. Sit back, circle the arms back, circle the arms forward. And they'll be even. There you go. And continue focusing on deep, relaxed breathing. Just hold it for about a minute. Soften your knees a little bit. There you go. Yep. Yeah, just so you've got a good sense of rounding, like we talked about, so you can actually soften yours just a little bit. Very good. This is going to get a little far out for your posture. So I like the up. I see the up, but then you can relax them in just a tiny crazy happen. Relax your hands. There you go. So think of plant leaves. There you go. Good. So they're not floppy, but they're not rigid either. Make sense? Good job. Good to see you. Very good. Good, good, good. And like I said, we hold this for about a minute or so, up to 3 minutes in beginner class. And for those of you familiar with NACOM, and particularly if you're an intermediate student, as we work on the form, see if you can find that rounded connectedness that you've cultivated in your NACOM in your moving form practice. So you could look at the moving form as moving NACOM. So they're not separate concepts. Hold on for about 30 more seconds. And if ever this starts to feel strenuous, it's completely okay to come out of it, relax, recenter, and come back into it. NACOM is not designed to be forced. So if you have any break, take it. 3 more seconds. And release. Straighten the legs, lower the hands, slowly circle the arms up, inhale. And press the palms down to exhale. I saw the mirrors go in on Friday, but this is my first class teaching with them. I'm like, oh look, there I am. I don't have to have the tiny like thumbnail, like, am I? How's that going? So, yay. All right, so day 1, class 1, first section of the Yang 108. So that means it's a 108 move form. In beginner class, we go over about the first 21 moves of that. Today we're going to work on maybe the first 2 or 3, max. And I'm going to do a lot of talking through it of some of the foundations that we should be working towards as in Tai Chi in general. As a very brand new student, focus on the feet. Like nobody here is ever going to look at you funny if your arms are completely by your side and you're like they'll be like, good job. Yeah, so focus on the feet first. Everyone wants to focus on the hands. The magic is in the hands, but the foundations are all in the feet. Okay? So, like I said, just the first couple of moves today, and I'm going to spend a lot of time talking about centering yourself and breathing and sort of the mental space that we'd like to try to get and cultivate when we do Tai Chi. So let's first begin. Stand with your feet together, hands down by your side. And I know in our daily lives it may feel luxurious and not normal to just take a couple of minutes to center yourself. So just stand here, take a few deep breaths, feel your feet on the floor, engaged, relaxed, but you feel your whole foot on the surface of the floor. Shoulders nice and heavy. Feel where you are in gravity, in your space. And just take a moment to experience that. Breathe softly and relaxed. And the first move is called step left, which is really great because that's exactly what you're doing. So you're going to sink down, and you're going to step left, about shoulder width apart. And then here is another centering point. So you're going to, now that your feet are separate, again, you're going to reacclimate yourself and feel that connection to the floor. And let's do that again. So feet together. Sink down a little and step left. And then sink down a little more. And here, in the lower body, you should feel kind of like you do with embracing horse. Maybe not as extreme, but it's that same rooted, knees bent, rounded out, pelvis tucked, but my upper body is relaxed. And the next thing we're going to do is called commencement. And what you're going to do is you're going to allow the arms to float up, leading with the wrists. Fingers stretch. Sink the wrists, sink the elbows, lower the hands down by your side. And reset from the beginning. Allow the arms to float up, leading with the wrists. Fingers stretch, sink the wrists, sink the elbows, lower the hands to your side. Reset. Let's do that 3 more times together. Step left. Commencement. Reset. If you can't follow me, anybody in here has done this many, many times. Okay, step left. Good. Commencement. So allow the arms to float up, leading with the wrists, fingers stretch, sink wrists, sink elbows, lower the hands by your side. One more time, just like that. Very nice. Step left. Commencement. Good. Release. So you guys can stay where you are. I'll demonstrate facing the front so you can see it. And I'm going to give a couple little points, hopefully at a variety of skill levels. So without any commentary. Okay, so Tai Chi has a lot about, not a lot, almost all of it is based on where your weight is on which foot and at what time. This is a very good move to focus on that because you're just literally stepping to the side a little bit, but that concept is there throughout. And it gets more complicated, obviously, as you're stepping and moving, but the sooner you can start to identify where your weight is, the more sense that it'll make. You hear that Tai Chi is really good for balance and for fall prevention. It's not magic. It's good for that because it teaches you where your weight is, and also it teaches you to be choosy of where you put your foot versus, I have to put my foot down, and it may or may not be safe ground, in which case I could fall. So it just trains the body's sense of being able to be more choosy with where you step. And it starts here. So even though my feet are together, you guys can practice this with me if you like. So my feet are evenly weighted on the floor. I feel 50-50 about. Now in order to step left, I got to load up my right foot a little bit. I have to put more weight in my right foot so that I can free this foot to step left. And then as I set this foot down, I'm going to rebalance that weight. Does that make sense to everybody? Let's try that a few times. So, because when we just step left, we can just step left, but we're not really thinking about where our weight is. But Tai Chi is a little more deliberate than that. So I'm here, I'm evenly weighted, you can try it together. I'm not going to move, but you're going to load up that right foot. So that then this foot is what we call empty. And then I can reach it out. Yep, very good. And then I rebalance that weight. Now, for the next move, it starts in the feet. This is an advanced concept, so if it's too difficult, don't worry about it, but I'm planting seeds. You'll hear me say that a lot. So I'm going to pressure the balls of my feet just a little bit. And that, if you imagine that your body's connected, that pressuring the balls of the feet is what generates the arms floating up. And then I get to about here, and then I pressure my heels, and that's what generates the arms shifting down. So, Tai Chi, practice that a little bit, just keep shift, shift. Tai Chi is about connecting your movements so that your body is moving as a whole versus my feet are doing one thing, my legs are doing another, my arms are doing another. It's all, yeah, very good. And in fact, this is a Qigong move. You could spend 30 minutes at a time doing commencement. It's good Tai Chi. But I'd like for you guys to get in the habit of feeling the movement generate from your feet and carry through up into your arms. There's a concept of upper follows lower in Tai Chi. That's advanced. It's one of the 10 important points. But this is an example of that. It starts in the feet, and then it generates the arms, and then the feet change their shift, and then the arms come down. All right? Any questions about that so far?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
When you're coming up with the hands
Uh-huh.
and you shift it, you're feeling it in your balls of your foot. Is there any weight shift with that? Or is it just kind of a pressing with my feet down?
So, that's a good question. First of all, I don't let the heels come up. So I keep my feet completely on the floor. But, practice this a little bit right now. Like, stay with your feet in one spot, and then just practice shifting the weight of on your different parts of your feet. So, like, I could be standing here, but my weight's on my heels. Now the weight's more on my toes. I can be on the outside edges or the inside edges. Like, my feet are malleable. Like there's a fluidity that if I allow myself to. So I would say my feet stay connected, but I feel that little bit of pressure towards the front of the foot, towards the back of the foot. But I'm not shifting my weight so much, because if I do that too much, I'm automatically tipping forward. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to demonstrate while I'm here the next couple of moves, and we're going to work our way into them. So step left. Everyone here is doing a great job of how far left do you step? Well, if I'm really rooted on this foot, there's only one answer to that. Otherwise, I feel like I have to do weird things with my feet. So everyone here looks correct. That's absolutely correct. It's about shoulder width apart. And then rebalance. And then there's commencement. And then the next two moves, we're going to mostly focus on this one, it's called ward off right. And then from here, we're going to walk through it, is ward off left, which we will probably preview by the time we get to the end of it. Yeah, and I'm facing you. So whenever I'm facing you, it's probably better to just watch, because it's mirrored and it gets all messed up. So this is so you guys can see the magic with the hands, and then when I follow through, you'll be able to match me exactly. So, and I have eyes in the back of my head now that we have mirrors. I can see everything. All right, so let's practice, and we'll add on that ward off left. So, sink down, step left. Really feel where your feet are, and as this foot comes down, it glues. It's like adhere, engaged. Now, commencement. Allow the arms to float up, leading with the wrists. Fingers stretch, sink wrists, sink elbows, lower the hands by your side. Now again here, focus mostly on the feet. I'm going to shift all that weight onto my left foot so that my right foot feels light. And I'm going to turn, keep this foot where it is, and I'm going to turn to the right, and I'm going to pick up the toes, like pivot on the heel. And my hands are basically going to form a circle with the hands, right hand on top. Let's try that again. So we've done our feet here, we do commencement. Now, all the weight shift, I'm making it, when I'm doing it, you're not going to see this, but I'm doing that so that you can really see the shift. So all my weight is here, and I'm going to turn to the right, pivoting on the right heel, form a circle with the hands, right hand on top. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Release. Yes, sir.
How much of a circle?
How much of a circle?
Like this or like this?
So that's a very green sash question. So we have a wide range of skill here. So we start out by saying form a circle with the hands. As you get trained more, you understand that it's really not a circle. It's a technique, and it's what's called ward off. So for you, think about your ward off. Yeah. So right, I've got my embracing horse hands separated a little bit. When you're first starting out, this is okay. Then you'll understand conceptually it's not quite that. So remember, if I'm in a beginner class, I'm going to describe it beginner-wise, but that's an excellent question. So green sash, ward off.
Well, I'm facing that way, so I couldn't see.
I know. I mean, if you were really spidey sensed, you could like watch my reflection in the window, but I'm not gonna do that to you. But it's a rounded sense. But going back to your neck hung, if this is my embracing horse hands, and I do that morphing thing that we talked about, There's your answer, right? Uh-huh. All right. So, let's see. Let's try it a couple more times, and then I'm going to walk you through it and see if I can watch you guys. So, step left. Feel those feet. Commencement. Take your time. Very important. Shift the weight to that left foot so that the right foot is freed up. You can turn. Form a circle with the hands, right hand on top. Shift your weight to your back leg, Miss Payne. There you go. Very good. I'm going to talk about this in just a second, but there you go. Good, good, good. Release. So, I'm the queen of knee patrol. I'm your knee steward as a repeat orthopedic surgery survivor. That rounded out sensation that you get in Neikong carries through all the way through your form. Tai Chi is excellent for knees unless you do it wrong, and then it's really, really bad for knees, okay? So that's my job. So again, I don't like to overcorrect. So if you kind of feel like, why am I doing it okay? You're probably doing it fine. Rest assured, if I see something that looks like it's going to be injurious to you, I'm going to fix it right away. But that being said, watch my knees here. So, and I'll do the right way, and then I'll try to show like some not so right ways. All right, so sink down, step left. So notice here, I'm not out here, but I'm also not here. I'm thinking a rounded idea. And the knees come up and down. This is the correct way. Notice this knee stays out. It's nice and out. What you don't want is this. Good. Not good. That just should look terrible to anybody watching it. Look at what it's doing to my ankle, look what it's doing to my knee. There's nothing good happening with this alignment. It may not hurt you immediately. If you continue to do it that way, it is totally going to hurt you. So, that rounded out is very important. So that the standing leg is going to be crucial in all of your moves, which is why working on just a move or two is completely good when you're first starting, because it's very easy to forget all of these moving parts. And you're like, oh, I got 5 moves. And you're shredding your knees through all 5 of them. So again, watch the knees. And sink down, step left. Stay rounded out. Commencement. Ward off right. Stays out. Notice I stay on this back leg, and it stays rounded out. It's nice and bent. This feels weird. I lose my tuck. So I'm trying to bend that leg a little bit. Any questions about that so far? All right, let's do it. Let's try it a few more times. And then we'll slowly start to add on that ward off left. And step left. Commencement. Ward off right. So shift to the left. Turn to the right, pivoting on the right heel. Be mindful of that knee. Good. And then from here, we're just going to do part of the next move. Shift into the right foot and release the left heel. Great. Let's do that again. Start from, we've done it. We're basically doing commencement. So, arms up and down. And ward off right, shift to the left, so my right foot is free. Keep the knee out, turn to the right. Good. Now, there's a transition here, so shift to the right, release the left heel. I'm going to add one more thing. Sink down, step in. Then you're balanced. Excellent. One more time just like that. Commencement. Ward off right. Good. And shift to the right, release the left heel, sink down, step in. Good. One more time just like that, and then we'll add on the last bit of that move. Step left. Commencement. ward off, right. Mhm. Shift to the right, release the left heel, sink down, step in. This one's gonna feel a little weird. You're gonna step back a little bit and towards the front of the ring a little bit. So step back, heel, toe. And then you're gonna shift to the left, turn to the left, turn the right toes in. Yep, you got it. In a perfect world, what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up with your feet shoulder width apart in that little short walking lunge. So that's pretty good. Yep. Release. Let's do that one more time, and then I'll demonstrate that for you and answer any questions. And step left. Commencement. Remember, focus on the feet. Ward off, right. All that weight's on your left foot. Knee nice and rounded. And then for ward off left, shift to the right, release the left heel, sink down, step in, step back, heel, toe. Shift to the left, turn to the left, turn the right toes in. Good. Release. All right, I'll demonstrate. Everybody looks really good through here. Excellent work. And up. This looks really good. And this looks really good. So I'm going to shift, keeping this knee out now. Don't let this one wiggle. So this one is now the out knee. Sink down, step in, step back, heel, toe. Shift to the left, turn to the left, turn the right toes in. So my hands are basically going to go from here to here, but again, it's more about the feet. Let's see, and one other thing I'd like to mention is you can copy other people to kind of get an idea of what the next move is. What won't work is copying exactly where their foot goes, because no two people are going to step in exactly the same spot, because we've all got different leg lengths, different stances, strides, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of feeling that goes into learning Tai Chi. So just know where you're headed, or what you're trying to tell your brain to get comfortable with identifying is how far back do I need to step and how far out do I need to step, so that I end up in what we call double dragon's foot placement. If you remember a little bit from Ne Kung, we had that double dragon's leap from C. This is where that comes from. Does that all make sense? Any questions about these moves so far? Yes, sir.
When we're doing the ward off left, the right hand's position is down or is it rounded?
It's down.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So yes, it's here, here.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. Any other questions? No? Well, let's run it from the very beginning. 2 times. And step left. Commencement. Ward off left. Oh, I'm sorry, ward off right. This one, do this way. And now ward off left. So sink down, step in, step back and out a little bit. Here's ward off left. Very good. Well, here, I'm going to just switch this. So this you're fine. This will be like this, and this will be like this. Oh. So this is correct for the first one. Then this one's going to go down, and this one's going to come up. And then turn the palm down. There you go.
Does it matter where your hands are at?
It does, but don't worry about it just yet. Release, everybody. So, they do change. With practice and exposure to it, you'll realize there's kind of some greatest hits of hand placement. And one of the greatest hits is there will be a hand kind of down by your side, palm down, sort of like you're patting a really tall dog on the head. This happens a lot. And this is the first time that happens. So I'm here. You could argue that they're both doing that right here. And then here, making my rounded out. And then this hand will switch to be high, and then this hand goes back to that position. So, yeah. But again, feet. These will naturally come and make sense once your feet have a good sense of what they're doing. But the good news is not every single move in Tai Chi is a completely different hand placement. There's a lot of repetition. So I don't want you to like, there's 108 different places that my hands go. No. Question?
No, I was just trying to, this is just moving, you really don't have to move the hands a lot, because this hand is just gonna come, when you move to the left, it's just gonna kind of.
They basically switch positions. So this
Right.
one's high, this one's low, this one goes high, and this one goes low.
Right, so
Yeah.
it's just the turning of the.
Correct. Correct. All right, any last questions before we bow out of basic training? Good work, everybody. Let's go ahead and bow out. We follow the 5 hearts: faith, respect, perseverance, patience, and humility.
On Head Instructor?
Bow to intermediate and newcomer students at home. Basic training is dismissed. Good job, everybody.